Hiya and welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the Rumour Racer show. I had an entire show planned. Did the agenda this morning, then things broke, and I think it's best that actually some of the players who we were going to do, maybe we just move them all aside and just let you talk about Leny Yoro. Not me. I'll just bring up everyone's messages at this point, and you can all have a chat amongst yourselves, because I understand there's some frustration, there's some people who don't mind what's happened and don't see it as the biggest problem. There are also some people out there who, think we should be more ambitious and, it's a little bit embarrassing. But on the counterpoint to that, some people think that there's enough credit in the bank for the backroom staff to carry on and go and see what Liverpool do come up with as a response in terms of later on in the transfer window. So this show, I'm just going to let it all be about you. We'll do Trent Alexander-Arnold first, dead quickly. But as you can see, Leny Yoro was already on my board. He was already on no chance. I'm just going to let you have your say. Let you air your feelings, your thoughts. Because no one really wants to hear what I say again. I'm one of them who's just... Look, I would love Liverpool to react and go and get the deal done, and I'd really like Leny Yoro. And if we have been waiting in the wings and we've just not actually done enough, like, Manchester United have clearly done, then yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. But what else can I say? There is some things that happen in life. Other things that don't. Do I want Liverpool to be boss? Absolutely. Will Leny Yoro do that? Who knows? He might do it now. He might do it in 5 years' time. And we might never know because we might not get him. So, well, we won't be getting him. So let's first of all go on to Trent. Just while more people get into the comment section and have your own thoughts, I will bring them up, don't worry. You can be as free as you want to be. I'm not the person who's tried to sign him or tried not to sign him. So this is all about you. I'm just going to sit here and, let you all get your feelings out. But let's start with Trent first. Trent... Sadly, the worst has happened in my fear here, and that is the fact that recently, and as recently in the past 24 hours, Christian Falk has said that Real Madrid is getting concrete with Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's got a contract obviously till 2025. Liverpool have absolutely had a nightmare here by not sorting out this contract situation already. We've done that a couple of times with a couple of players. And right now, he's in his last 12 months at Liverpool with his contract. And apparently, he is interested in moving to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid have certainly been in contact. That doesn't surprise me. It does worry me. We've seen the best mates with Jude Bellingham as well, which, look, if being best mates with someone got you to a football club, then I think Jude Bellingham would have ended up in Liverpool before Real Madrid. But Real Madrid are just a superpower. And it's a little bit sad that, a Scouser who has lived and breathed Liverpool, who his boyhood club is Liverpool, and who's won absolutely everything and is the vice captain, the fact that he could potentially move on to Real Madrid, it's sad, because then who can Liverpool keep hold of them when Real Madrid come knocking? I think Liverpool will have to offer him whatever he wants at this point to keep him, because I can understand why Real Madrid would be quite a place to go. They've got an incredible side, an incredibly young side. They've just won a 15th Champions League. Honestly, they're in a sunny country. They've got some of the world's best players, including Mbappe, and they can offer you a lot of money. So that's why it all worries me. It all worries me because the prospect actually sounds really, really good. And look, players get greedy in terms of money. Players want to win trophies. Liverpool, even now, we've been great for the last 6 years. We've had some spells in there where Liverpool fell off a cliff. But for the majority of it, we've been quite good, haven't we? And the problem is that no one can predict the future. Under new management, new manager, and no one can predict whether Liverpool will get back to that height. We might never get back to that height under Arne Slot. We certainly hope we do, and we certainly believe that we can, and we back him as much as we possibly can, but it doesn't always end up that way, and maybe Trent's thinking like that. I'm going to put him in I could see it, because truthfully, I sadly could. If there's anyone to take Trent off us, it'd be Real Madrid. Quite sick and tired of them. But yeah, I think it'd be an absolute disaster if Liverpool let him go. Liverpool they've now got no control over the contract situation. They're going to have to put on the table what Trent wants, because they've let it get to this point, and that is dangerous. So sadly, with him being in his last 12 months of his contract and all of the other factors that I've just said, I can see him going. However, look, I'm desperately hoping that the fact that he's a boyhood Liverpool fan really makes him want to stay and keep and be a part of this new rebuild, this new look at Liverpool. Is that a little bit naive potentially, because people care about trophies more than anything? But I sincerely hope that that is the case. What I will also say, and I'll get it up now, is that Fabrizio Romano has commented on it and said, actually, you know, there's no change from what was being reported months ago. Which has made me feel a little bit better that things haven't advanced. But Liverpool do need to react and sort out his contract situation, because the longer this goes on, the more a chance he has to go to Real Madrid, and we want to stop that at the first possible part. Romano has claimed that there are no new updates regarding Trent. Bild reported that the Reds vice-captain was once by Real Madrid. Alexander-Arnold is in his final 12 months of his contract. And Romano told Court Offside that there's been no updates on Trent Alexander-Arnold at the moment, that he didn't already share in March. Real Madrid are monitoring the situation, and that remains the case. Nothing is new and nothing is fresh. Real Madrid are just attentive to many situations of good players with short contracts. Alexander-Arnold is one of them. So hopefully that means that if Liverpool can get this sorted quickly, then he'd be willing to stay at Liverpool. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't surprise me. It's Real Madrid. Liverpool should be on that level. I'm not gonna lie. Liverpool shouldn't be a stepping stone. But also, Real Madrid will probably win, you know, the Spanish League the next 5 out of 7 years. They'll probably win a couple more European trophies in that time. And you know, they've got some tournament that happens in Saudi Arabia, I think the final happens in, that they'll probably win a couple more of them as well. So if it's trophies, if it's to be the best in the world, you know, I can understand why he would go there. But I'll move on to what everyone wants to talk about. And for anyone new who wasn't here, Exploring the World, thank you so much for joining me again here every week. Hi, Chloe, how are you? Look, I'm all right. I'm not really happy about the Trent news in terms of it. I do just think it's a little bit worrying. And I could see why you'd want to go. I'm just desperately hoping that the Liverpool factor, being a Scouser, really means he wants to stay here. But aside from that, if anyone hasn't realised, which I'm sure you all have, Twitter has been on absolute fire. And I can see all points, I really can. And I spoke about it on a news show where I didn't really... Look, I'm one of them where I'd love Liverpool to go and sign Leny Yoro. I'd love them to go and react and put money on the table. It hurts me that it's Manchester United more than anyone, because it's Manchester United. They seem to be making really good decisions at this moment in time. And I don't like that at all, because that means that they're closer to actually being a good football club again, which is not what I need. So I think I'm more upset at the fact that it's Man United who we've potentially lost out to. He's an 18-year-old lad, so look, a lot of money, good player, a big wage, and I can see the reasons for people being angry or thinking it's embarrassing that we've not managed to get this over the line and we've not been in his ear, because it feels like Manchester United are. It feels like maybe we've just went to him, oh, yeah, mate, we're still here, by the way, but you go and enjoy your little summer, where Manchester United feel like they've been the most annoying brother or someone in the world, where they've just kept tapping on your shoulder and making sure you're aware that they're there. So I can see all things. I can see people talking about the wages, how he's only 18, how it's a large fee, but I can also understand that people want Liverpool to be, you know, we want to be we are one of the biggest football clubs in the world. We should act like it, and we should be ambitious. Totally get all of these thoughts. So this show is not about me. It's not what I think. I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to bring up your comments. You can talk about FSG if you really want. You can talk about the club. You can talk about the backroom staff. I don't care. I'm going to bring it all up for you all. I'll read them all out, and you can have a chat amongst yourselves, because Ultimately, I hate transfers, mainly for these kind of reasons, and they affect me a little bit more than I should care about. I either don't care and cannot be bothered, or I care too much. So I'm going to let yous have a free reign on that. So if anyone wants to come in, I've got Leny Yoro at no chance, by the way, on this board, and it's very much because it feels like we've got no chance. Thought he was destined to Madrid up until about 6 hours ago, and it felt like he was. Real Madrid haven't put any money on the table, but wanted him. Lille want him to be sold this summer because he's only got 12 months left on his contract. And also Manchester United, PSG and Liverpool were also reportedly interested and waiting in the wings for him in case he didn't go to where everyone thought he was going to go in Real Madrid. Manchester United put a bid in, accepted by Lille last week, and nothing happened on the player side, absolutely nothing. It was like he did not want to go there. But I think the reports are that basically Lille have gone to him and went, look, lad, we need to sell you. We need to get something for you. You need to make a decision here. And he's finally came around to the idea that maybe Manchester United is going to be the place he's going to go, and Real Madrid is a little bit out of question. He's young enough that Real Madrid in 4 years' time, if you want to go and buy him off Manchester United, you can try, because he'd only be 22. But enough of me talking about him. Let's see what yous will say. Some people are still talking about Trent, so I'll bring that up as well. Trent will stay. I'm not even worried. He has so many times he sees himself staying for his whole career. Well, I do hope that is the case. I would absolutely love it. But you know, someone said, I'm hearing that we didn't go in for Yoro because we are signing Ignacio. Noticed how Ornstein hasn't shut it down. He's in no chance at the moment as an Ignacio, mainly because for the last however months he has been shot down by loads of journalists just saying actually that's not happening. The reports that were coming out weren't from Liverpool sourced. Obviously we saw Mark Gay completely get shut down, which was literally yesterday, and he was supposed to be on the show. He's here somewhere. But, you know, for other reasons, we're talking about Leny Yoro. But here we are. People are talking in the comments, Real Madrid can't afford him. Yeah, they couldn't, but he did only have 12 months on his contract. So they could have done what they did with Mbappe and said, lad, stay there. Stay there for 12 months and we'll come back for you. The problem maybe that Leny Yoro is thinking now is Mbappe was always going to go to Real Madrid because he's Kylian Mbappe. This is Leny Yoro, a young, talented, you know, prospect. But in 12 months' time, who knows? An injury could have came his way. He might not be at the level that he was the last season. You know, the offer may never have came in because I don't know. God forbid it ever happened, and I'm not trying to put it into existence, but if a Jarell Quansah or a Jared Branthwaite or anything like that, if, you know, in 12 months' time, Real Madrid thought, actually, I'd rather them instead of Leny Yoro. Leny Yoro has then missed his chance to go to maybe a Manchester United because maybe they've signed a Delict and don't want him in 12 months' time. So there is a lot of factors at play. But yeah, Real Madrid did not want to pay the fee. That is true. But we'll have to see what I mean. It looks very much like he's going to United, which it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I'd love Liverpool to put the money down, but it is what it is. Let's see. Robbie said, so who are we looking at getting in, I assume? Embarrassing, you're going to need a bigger brawl for the players behind you. I know, a board, that is. Yeah, I am. My God. I can't tell you who Liverpool who are signing or wanting. This show is analysing links, and some links are absolutely bullcrap, which is why, you know, they're maybe not at the top of the list. And there's others that actually, look, Nat Phillips, likely to go. Tyler Morton's had interest from RB Leipzig. You know, Sepp has actually spoken about how he'd still like to go. And, you know, Slot kind of wants to look at him, but it's still a possibility that he could go if he doesn't feel like he wants to be fourth choice at Liverpool, which is potentially where he is. So I can't tell you who Liverpool are going after. If I did, I'd probably be working for them, but they would never tell me. I can tell you that much. Yoro just coming to see the Trafford Falls, that's all. To be fair, right, yeah, it is a lovely waterfall that's going on. So why wouldn't you? I think it's a good trip out. What I will say is we lost there last season, so maybe I should just absolutely shut up about that. Yoro 250k a week. I read something about 150k a week, and people have been linking it to Ryan Gravenberch, who's on maybe 130, I want to say. So look, you decide whether Liverpool should be paying an 18-year-old 150k or not. Should they be making moves like that? Would it upset other players who are already here? You know, it is what it is. Madrid only offered 25 million, yeah, and I saw someone earlier with a comment saying, you know, maybe Liverpool saw that fee and thought, absolutely, let's go in there. But now that United have put a fee of £52 million down, maybe Liverpool have just decided, no, that's too high of a fee. I don't know what Liverpool have said. I really hoped that they were there waiting in the wings if it did happen. I didn't think he would be going anywhere but Real Madrid. That's what I thought. I thought Real Madrid would eventually come up with the money because it's Real Madrid, and look, to me, they just seemingly do whatever they want. They are one of the biggest football clubs in the world, and everyone just wants to go, especially like South American players, which obviously Leny Yoro isn't, but loads of them want to play for either Barca or Real Madrid. So I just thought either he'd wait 12 months and there'd be something in place for him to sign for Real Madrid, or they'd just get it over the line and Lille would have to compromise because he only had 12 months left on his contract. So it wasn't like, you know, anyone had to play hardball here. Like, they could have offered 45 instead of the 52 and Lille would have potentially had to compromise. But obviously there was other teams there like Manchester United who were willing to put a bigger bid in. So that's where we are right now. But, you know, Yoro doesn't owe any loyalty to Madrid. No, he doesn't. You're right, but also it seemed like he wants to go there. In fact, up until this morning, it feels like he still wants to go there, but I think he's just kind of accepted that maybe it's not the best decision because it might not even happen right now. And if it doesn't happen right now, you're betting on a lot of things going in your way and staying the same and, you know, favouring you for in 12 months' time, all of these opportunities to still be around. And look, I hate Man United. I think that's fairly obvious. But what they can do is offer you a lot of wages because that's what they do. They can offer you to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world because just like Liverpool, Manchester United are right up there as the biggest football clubs in the world as well. Look, we're the two most decorated football clubs in English history. Liverpool are on top of that race at the moment in time, however. But Manchester United can do this. And that's the thing is that Manchester United, in his contract, it actually states that, well, this was the reported thing anyway, that every year he gets a pay increase. His salary rises every single year. I'll bring it up for you for those who are watching. Leny Yoro's camp already, sorry, this is also to do with the fact that Real Madrid might react to this. Leny Yoro's camp already in the process to review all the contracts for Manchester United. Medical tests also to follow as Real Madrid are informed of Yoro's travel. So everyone's been informed that Yoro's going here. If you want to do something, you've got to act quickly. United board want to be very fast, obviously, because this is why you're ready. This is the second one. Manchester United want to get Leny Yoro deal done as soon as possible to avoid any hijack. Contract proposal valid until June 2029 with an option for a further season. Salary increasing every year. Yoro is set to travel to England with his family. So, yeah, the salary increasing every year is, look, it's very clever by Manchester United because who knows if look, Real Madrid might have offered him more from the off, but an increase, you can be as crap as you want year after year, lad. But don't worry, your pay rise will increase and you're already on 150k. They've played a blinder putting that into his contract. So I can see why Manchester United are an easy destination for him. And like I said there, if in 4 years' time Real Madrid need another centre-half, go to him again. He'll cost you a lot of money if he turns out to be as good and as promising as everyone thinks, but he'll be 22. So, you know, there is still room for someone to come in down the line and him be young enough that he can still be sensational and have, you know, 10 years at the next club. But But I assume Man United fans will actually be thinking, this is his final step in his destination. We're not a stepping stone. Like I would think of Liverpool. Yoro's contract at Old Trafford will include a release clause for Real Madrid. We've seen, I think Haaland has one of them, does he not? Pep Guardiola seems to deny it every single time, I think. But I'm pretty sure Haaland might have one of them in his contract that's valid, maybe at the end of next season. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. But it is Manchester United here. Look, it is Manchester United, and no matter how bad they've been for the past however many seasons, to them, of course, and their fans, they will still be thinking, this is your final destination. This isn't a stepping stone. But if that could be a clause that actually, you know, makes it work for Leny Yoro and actually gets him to go to Manchester United. Man United have a new board that will sign great players. This is the thing. I mean, I don't know what team you support, but this is why I think for me, I'm just a little bit frustrated with it, is because Man United have been absolutely crap for the last however many years. In fact, maybe the last 10. I'm trying to think of, you know, when I was last seriously worried about them. And look, they've beaten Liverpool in that time, and they've won trophies still whilst not being great. But they always seem to get decisions wrong, and the backroom staff and everything was all just, it was just a shambles of a football club from top to bottom. The signings that they're making right now do sound promising. It sounds like someone's actually had a thought and a brain, and is a football person. So yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is. A fool and his money easily parted, let United have him. I mean, go for it. The whole funds went on Endrick and Mbappe's signing on bonus, which I can imagine is a whole lot of money. But also, like I said, he could have waited 12 months. It's a kind of, unless there's anything in writing that says we'll be back in for you in 12 months and we have to be there, it is still a risk for Leny Yoro to take. So yeah, I get that as well. To be honest, I think he should stay and build himself up before moving anywhere. I was going to use a manager then in Steven Gerrard as an example here. Steven Gerrard probably should have stayed at Rangers another season before moving to Aston Villa, but he was worried that the chance would never ever come back. He was worried that he wouldn't have it if he had a bad season, or if Celtic won the league, or if he didn't do well in the Europa League next season, that basically he might never get that opportunity again to be a Premier League manager. Maybe Leny Yoro is thinking the same. Look, a lot of the time footballers are probably told that they are the greatest thing on earth, but at the same time, you're one injury away from, you know, being out for the season, and those players, those teams who do want you now, maybe don't want you in 12 months' time. Like I said, you might just have a drop in form. He's 18 years old. Like, he might have a drop in form next season. If he moves to United, I God hope that happens. But there's a lot of hoping that things will happen and things going in your favour for it to all work out. So he might think to himself, I've got 12 months left on my contract. I could go for free and I could go to Real Madrid, but also, you know, I want a certain amount of money. The chance may never come round again if they go in for a different player, or if someone becomes the new best thing, which I think, you know, he's being quoted as that in the centre-back department. So there's just a lot to rely on from Leny Yoro, which is why probably for him, moving to United might be his best choice, as long as they don't ruin him. Look, I've stated that. It looks like they're making proper moves, but it doesn't mean they still can't destroy players. They definitely did that with Jadon Sancho, and who knows, he might be back, and he might be like a new signing, and he might be absolutely boss. But we will have to see on that. But it's fair to say that he's had a dreadful 12 months, at least 24 months. So you've just got to wait and see. Yoro already flight in for United. Yeah, well, we'll have to. He will probably be a United player by tomorrow morning, I won't lie. But we, you know. Chloe, chill, we have to sign the right players. I'm sound, mate, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm bringing up your comments. This hasn't got to do with me. I back Michael Edwards more than anyone. So I'm hoping that he has got a plan here. Is it frustrating to lose a player? who Liverpool were linked with and looked like they were waiting for him to then go to Manchester United? Absolutely. Am I more annoyed that United look like they're actually becoming a good football? Well, making good decisions again? Yes. But ultimately, I think only time will tell for me. And I might absolutely hate it. Think it's embarrassing and all these other things come the start of the season when I start to see how good Leny Yoro actually properly is. And on the other hand, 6-12 months down the line, people might think we've dodged a bullet. I don't know whether you know, I hate transfers. In fact, I am going on holiday this weekend for 2 weeks, so I don't have to be around a single transfer, because usually things ramp up around about now. I want to move far away from that, because all the speculation just does my head in, and I'm pretty sure it does a lot of people's head in as well. Who else is bored of FSG antics in terms of not spending or what? I mean, you let me know in the comments what you think. Madness for Trent to leave. Yeah, I mean, is it? To go and play for Real Madrid? I'm not sure it's complete madness. I'd hate for it to happen, and I'd hate for Liverpool to let it happen, because Liverpool ultimately have gone into, I've let him run down his contract to 12 months, so that's on us, that. If he wants to leave, I can understand the other aspects of why you would want to go there. I just hope that he does not want to go there. People crying over a development player. Yeah, like you said, 18 years old is what it is. We'll have to see whether he's incredible. It's not Edwards but Hughes. If you think Edwards will have a say in any of this, then I don't know where you are. Richard Hughes and Edwards are best mates. They will all be chatting. Arne Slot will be involved in it. It's more like a group project than anything else. And trust me, Michael Edwards is the best at it. So he will also, he's above it all. So I feel like in terms of operations of everything that he's doing, I think he'll have a good say on things and make sure that everyone's doing things correctly. Michael Edwards is still very much a part of this football club, and that was what he was the best at. So I still think people will go to him and say, are we all right doing this? Do you reckon we should do this? And also, you've got to see with the manager as well. Let's see what else we're going on about. Oh, there we are. People are talking about Europa Leagues in here. I've won 6 Champions Leagues, so that's not my football club. My football club is back in the Champions League, thankfully. Thankfully. I could not be bothered with a Thursday night football anymore. I'd rather have FSG than that Sir Jim. Then, to be honest, what has Sir Jim ever won? This is the thing. FSG, we could be in a much worse situation. We could be in a much better situation. Kind of in the middle. Would I like us to be ambitious and spend more? Absolutely. But do I like that we don't have to worry about, you know, having to trade players to get out of situations? And PSR, yes. I'm one of those people who see both the negatives and the positives of FSG. Sometimes it extremely frustrates me when we don't get players that I'd really like, but I'm just some girl from Liverpool who supports the Reds. I've got nothing to do with a business. I'm not a head of business. I couldn't tell you anything about it. And actually, it's probably best that I'm not in charge of Liverpool's, you know, transfers. Some would work, and a lot probably wouldn't. So look, it's one of them where I wish we'd spend more. I'd like us to be ambitious, but at the same time, I do think it means more when we win, because of the way we reinvest in the club from the sales that we make. But also, now that we're back on a level where Liverpool are not a stepping stone. When Coutinho was here, Luis Suarez was here, we were a stepping stone football club. People had come to us to improve and then get off to go to the likes of Barcelona. We're not that anymore, which means us selling players. You're not going to sell a Coutinho and get a 100 and something mil for him and be able to reinvest it, because Liverpool shouldn't be losing their best players. Liverpool shouldn't be losing Trent. The fact that we've got to sit in this situation where he could leave, potentially for free, is absolutely disastrous. So yeah, for me, I agree. Sometimes I'm not happy with the FSG, but I'm also, thankful at times that we are not other football clubs and are not other financial stresses. And ultimately, we've signed some good players. We've developed some really good players as well. So it is one of them. I'm just so in the middle. I've had enough of all of the transfers, as you can tell. Let's see. Man United fan in here thinks they have a chance at winning the league. I'm not sure. Like, take Liverpool out the equation. Arsenal and City, I don't think we're close to challenging for the league. Saying that, look, we got relatively close last season. We do need to improve a lot this season still. Not a full rebuild, but improve to kind of breach the gap. But also, they're on a different planet, those two, right now. So I think even though Man United are making good steps, I don't think they'll be anywhere near the Manchester City of this world. That is what it is. I'd be surprised if we sign anyone of consequence this summer. Klopp is gone, so our pulling power has depreciated significantly. I hope not, because we're still Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp is a massive factor, because who wouldn't want to work with Jurgen Klopp? He's incredible. But we're still Liverpool. We still should have the pulling power to bring players in. Obviously, it's slightly different. No one knows how. Look, we can speculate how Arne Slot's going to do, but no one knows whether he's going to get us right back to the top. So it's one of them where you just have to back and believe in the project. But hopefully, Liverpool is. Look at the squad we've got. We've got a decent squad. We've got a boss facilities, a boss stadium. So there's a lot of reasons to also play for Liverpool, which is what I would say. Any world-class DM news, Chloe? No, sadly not. I don't know whether there's any world-class DMs out there that we can get. I would love one though. So if one does come about, I will very much be talking about it, because I absolutely would love an unbelievable DM. United could get top four. They're making very good signings. I don't know what we're doing. They could. They're improving. Everyone's improving. That's why Liverpool will have to do something in this summer transfer window for me. We have to bridge the gap already to the two teams at the top, whilst also making sure. Look, why is no one talking about Aston Villa? They need squad depth, but they got Champions League last season with some really good football. They'll be trying to bridge the gap to us, and if we do nothing, then they're getting closer and closer and closer to us. Newcastle, without an injury hit season and with signings, who knows, they might be able to bridge gaps between us. You've got Spurs in there, sadly. Also United, Chelsea. Surely Chelsea are going to do a little bit better than what they did last season. So there's a lot of teams who are bridging the gap to us, whilst we're also trying to bridge that gap to City and Arsenal. And if Liverpool don't do anything this summer, then yeah, I'll be absolutely annoyed, frustrated and devastated. I'm hoping that we've still got a month left of this transfer window. Liverpool are going to react. They're going to bring in players who, when we haven't gone for Leny Yoro, everyone can go, okay, maybe that was the reason why. But that is putting a lot of trust in things, and we've also got to wait and see, because Arne Slot might just keep half of the players who I thought was going to be sold this summer. So we will have to see. Massive factor in Champions League as well, yeah. Champions League footy's back, which loads of people would love to play. Tell you's not playing Champions League football. You know. Missing Yoro to United is unacceptable if we go for someone like Simakan. It depends if Simakan's any good. Simakan was supposed to be on this show. It depends. Look, I agree. I would have liked Leny Yoro. I can't say it any more than that. But also, if in like 2 years' time, we buy Simakan now, and he's unbelievable. I think he's 24, so obviously 4 years older than Leny Yoro. But, you know, he still might be boss. And who knows where Leny Yoro ends up. I can imagine he'd be good, because I think he's a good player already. But here we go. Here we are. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I'll end it there. This has been more used than anything. We've done hardly anything to do with this board, aside from say that Leny Yoro is off to Manchester United. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope, however you're feeling, you have some sense of comfort in it. And let's hope that Liverpool start buying players, start moving in the transfer window, because it can occupy our brains a bit more. It can make us feel a little bit calmer, a little bit better about life, and hopefully we make some statement signings. We need to improve squad depth in some areas like right wing, but I also think we need players who are world class, who can come and bridge the gap in the positions like DM. Hopefully Liverpool have a plan, hopefully they sort it out. I don't know whether they do, but I'm trying to be optimistic here, because too much negativity will absolutely kill me off, and I'm going on holiday. I don't need that negativity right now. I can go on holiday and get away from all the football stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and until the next one, up the Reds.